So last year was very interesting for the Giants, wasn't it? They made the playoffs. They went 9-7-1, a season that people did not expect the Giants to even do. They shocked the world. Will they shock the world again and actually take over the NFC East and be the division champions? Or will they kind of crumble wayside because, you know, they can't really hold up in a division with two teams like the Eagles and Cowboys? That's the biggest question. Now, let's just talk about the Giants for a minute here. The Giants coming into this season with, I think this is like the most expectation they've had all, like, you know, seasons previously. Like, it's the first time in a while they've actually, you know, been to the playoffs. I mean, you know, stuff like that. So, like, they expect a lot now from this team, right? I mean, they win the draft. They got a CB and Devonta Banks. We'll see how he does this season as well. They actually upgraded their line as well, getting in that center. I believe, what was it? Smith Jr. or Sr.? Yeah, Smith Jr. John Michael Smith Jr. Yeah. So they're trying to rebuild from the ground up. But let's talk about this offense real quick. We got Daniel Jones as a quarterback. I'm still not entirely sold on Daniel Jones. He is, at least right now, in my opinion, a quarterback that can get the job done, keep your team in games, and if the defense keeps them in keeps it close, he can win those games. He just needs to do that. He's not like an elite quarterback, in my opinion, but, you know, maybe this is the season he breaks out in. The elite player on this team is obviously the running back, Saquon Barkley. I thought last season they were going to trade him because, you know, I thought they were going to have a bad season this year. I thought he was going to go to the Bills. But Saquon Barkley proved last season to be able to carry this team on his back on offense. And he made the most of it. And Barkley still being here is a big, big, big sign going forward for the Giants this season. At the receiving position, I mean, like, you know, they still have Darius Slayton. They added in Paris Campbell as well to this receiving core. I'm not really familiar with Paris Campbell's game. I know he played for Indy last season. He was not, like, you know, the top best guy or whatever have you. Like, you know, he only got, like, you know, 91 targets for 23 yards. But maybe this is, like, you know, the addition that the Giants need to get over the hump and be that elite team this year. My biggest thing is Isaiah Hodgins. I am a firm believer in Isaiah Hodgins this season and going forward. I think last season was just a small little taste of what he can do, especially since he only played 8 games. Just imagine a full 16 or 17 game schedule of Isaiah Hodgins. We'll see what he actually can do on the offense. The Giants also adding their big get here on offense is Darren Waller. That is the get that they needed. Darren Waller's going to add more of a offensive passing mindset here for Daniel Jones, and that's a true number one target for Daniel Jones to really target on this offense. On the defensive side of the ball, Dexter Lawrence II is really good. Trayvon Thibodeau is really good as well. I can never say his name right. I'm sorry. I apologize if I said it wrong. Those two are great on the line together, especially Leonard Williams as well is also underrated in my opinion as well for the Giants. Those three guys right there, if they can get pressure on the quarterback, it's dangerous for this defense. After that, I'm not really sold on like the secondary and stuff like that. I mean, Jason Pincock, strong safety. He's been okay, average. I mean, you know, you don't really hear a lot from him or like, you know, Xavier McKinney. I mean, yeah, to me, it's whatever. We'll see what Devonta Banks can do this season since you guys drafted him in the first round. And I expect to see like some good talent right there from Banks on that right corner spot. Let's go to my prediction for the schedule this year. You know, I've made some bold predictions so far this season, especially saying that, you know, the Cardinals can go 0-17 this year, but, like, this is probably my boldest prediction yet. I think the Giants are going to go an average of 12-5 with a floor of 8-9 and a ceiling of 15-2 this season. Why? Because I have full faith that this Giant team can be actually one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC this year. And honestly, it's mostly because I think they have the coach to do it. I think Brian Daboll is a really good head coach, and I think that he's going to get this Giant team over the hump and have them at least contend for the NFC East title this year. I know that's tough to do in a division with the Cowboys and Eagles and a stacked roster that those both have, but this team, I think, can actually contend with them. Let's just go over the games, and I'll talk about more about this, probably my final thoughts and stuff like that. I haven't beaten the Cowboys in week 1. The Cowboys really never win in week 1, but I think the Giants need to show that they can beat Dak Prescott, and this is the year they can do that. Week 2, they beat the Cardinals. Week 3, they lose to the Niners. I haven't beaten Seattle in a close contest. I haven't losing Miami in a close contest, and then losing to Buffalo in a close contest. I haven't beaten Washington. I have them losing to the Jets in a close contest. Beating the Raiders, beating the Cowboys, losing to Washington, beating New England, beating Green Bay, beating the Saints, beating the Eagles, I believe that's in Philly, beating the Rams, I believe that's in LA, and then beating the Eagles at home to end the season. That is my prediction for the Giants' schedule. So my final thoughts on the Giants this season, I'm expecting players to break out. I'm expecting people like Leonard Williams to have a decent season. I'm expecting Terry Von Thibodeau to have a breakout season to where I remember his name. I'm expecting someone from this defense to step up and be that guy on defense, not just Dexter Lawrence II. I think Dexter Lawrence II has already proved that he's actually a really good, solid player right now. I'm expecting someone to actually step up and be that guy on defense, like that Trayvon Diggs or Micah Parsons is on Dallas, or Darius Slay is on Philadelphia. On the offense, I'm expecting Barkley to carry most of the load, and I think Barkley can do it. He did it last season. I think he can do it again. But I expect Daniel Jones to actually keep up this time and actually be a decent quarterback and not throw too much interceptions. Do not, give the ball over and actually make plays to actually get this team in winning positions. I think with Isaiah Hodgins, and Darren Waller, I think that is what I expect. I also expect Isaiah Hodgins to have his breakout season and show that he's the #1 receiver that I think he is. That is my prediction. That's why I have the Giants going so high this season, is because I think Isaiah Hodgins can break out as that true #1 receiver and be a dangerous threat to the NFC in general. But that's just my thoughts and predictions on the Giants. You might have a different thought and prediction. Leave it in the comment section below. There's no wrong opinions here on the channel. Hit that like button if you like what you see so far on these videos, and hit the subscribe button. We have one more team to go, and that last team is the Washington Commanders. Hey, they just got rid of Dan Snyder. Let's see if they can also add maybe some winning in their near future. But until that video, guys, I'm out. Peace.